Yeah, I think since the internet's come in, and nearly everyone's got it, haven't they?
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Half, I think, half the world anyway.
Yeah.
I think. Letters are not being sent so much, and the paperwork's gone. It's kind of saved trees, I think.
Yeah.
Electric paper. You think about it. I mean, I've done a lot of artwork, okay, in the past with digital art, and it's all electronic paper, you know. And I upload it. It's still there today. Do you know what I mean? It's there. It's amazing, really, when you think about it. I mean, that's what it is. It's electronic paper.
Yeah.
You know, when you're writing to someone, it's electronic paper,
Yeah.
electronic message. It's amazing.
It is.
You know, and I think the internet's basically saved a lot of trees.
Oh, definitely.
You know?
I agree with that. That's true.
And I think like this world is learning now. You know, they're planting trees in China.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well,
I mean,
but I think there is actually in a lot of countries there are like things in place, like conservation rules, sorry, say for example. So when they cut down a certain amount of trees, they have to plant a certain amount of trees to kind of, you know, balance it all out, you know, nature to be balanced out kind of thing.
Yeah.
So there are, in a lot of countries, not every country of course, because every country is different, but a lot of countries have conservation rules where, you know, cut down a certain amount of trees, you have to replant.
The problem is, like, some of these trees, like for instance, fern trees and things like that, like Christmas trees, you know, they grow really quickly.
Yeah.
Softwood, you know, but there's these hardwood, 500 years, 1,000 years they take.
Long time, yeah.
You know, so if you chop one down, do you know what I mean? It's, I think how sad it is, really, you know.
Yeah.
You know,
1,000 years.
You chop a tree down really to make a table, you know, and it, you know, that tree's not there anymore. You know, it's sad. I find.
Yeah.
You know, like so, I personally I love trees a lot.
Yeah.
I think they're spiritual things.
Yeah.
You know, I find that's what I find anyway.
Yeah.
You know, I find. Let's say if I go for a walk into the forest, I fulfil the magic coming around me. You know, if I'm completely away from traffic, the magic starts. I start feeling happy again. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And when I feel happy, I feel magic. You know, and this is what like nature's got that kind of like magical stuff around it. I think it can pick you up.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Definitely.
I think like people should aim really to get more in nature if they can.
Yeah, I think that helps too. Yeah, definitely. You know.
Escape from the city. You know, cities harden you up apparently. You know, harden your heart.
Yeah.
Like I say, to the point that you know, not so compassionate anymore.
Yeah.
In a funny way, you know, that's what hardened heart is. You know, compassion.
Yeah.
You know, and unfortunately, cities do that to people.
Well, a lot of city lives, most life is like survival, but especially city life, if you see what I mean. You know, it's a survival mentality. You know, the survival of the fittest. You know, each man, you know, every man, to himself. You know.
I mean, this city here, I think it's quite a nice city actually, right? Because they've got trees going around the pathways a little bit.
Oh, you mean our town?
Our town.
We've got a town, maybe,
Yeah, whatever. You know, but there's some cities that ain't got that, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, and I think people need trees, honestly, to help happiness.
Mm.
You know, I think they bring happiness.
Oh, definitely.
You know, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
You know.
And we just need trees generally, as we know, oxygen.
Oh,
you know?
would you like to be born in a world with no flowers or trees? You know, and it's just mud.
Well, you won't be able to survive.
Well, I'm just sort of saying we could survive somehow, like with the insects, you know, that are breeding out of the dirt.
But how
just imagine if there's a world with no plants or flowers.
But how are we going to get oxygen?
I think oxygen is formed different ways as well. Whatever, but anyway, you know, like I'm just imagining a world.
Okay,
I'm not saying, you know, I'm just like, can you imagine a world, you know, without no flowers and trees? It would be awful.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, you know, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But that's what we're doing, you know. There's quotes saying that something to do with the last tree, you know.
Okay.
One day the last tree is going to be cut down. You know, there'll only be one tree left. So the man realises that he's done wrong, you know, or something like that, you know. like trees to me are very beautiful things, you know. And I don't know.
Very beautiful.
You know, I think it's okay to cut them down if they're dying.
Yeah.
You know, or they come to their end, maybe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know, I just think. I mean, I think like this country here, there used to be more trees. You know, but I think they've all been cut down. A lot of them, you know.
Yeah.
But I know, like they do safe keep them. You know, like guard them now. You know, from being chopped down now.
Yeah.
You know, I think they're doing that all around the world.
And you got a lot of these people too. You got a lot of these small groups of people that go out there that are defending, are doing this kind of thing, like defending nature and stuff. You know, they're coming together and, you know, protesting and, you know, chaining them. You get people that chain themselves to trees and shit, mate, and all sorts of stuff. You know.
But they spike trees, don't they?
Yeah.
Have you heard of that?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, to stop people. Yeah.
Well, you know what spiking trees is? What they do is they put these big, really big nails into the tree.
Yeah.
Like really thick ones, you know, really big.
Yeah.
And they're nailed into the trees, and when they go cut them down, and they go through the saw, they explode the saw, you know.
Yeah.
The saw goes up in sparks.
Shit.
The man normally loses his life, you know, the man that's near it.
Shit.
You know, that's what they do, spiking. It's called.
That's really?
Yeah, it's called spiking.
So what, the actual people that are, these groups of people and shit that protest against nature being destroyed, that's what they do?
You know, they spike lots of trees, you know, they put lots of nails through them, you know, so when they're being chopped, you know, they're going to mess up the saw
blade,
and the person next to them, you know, do you know what I mean? In a big way.
Yeah, I've never heard of that, mate.
You know, lots of people seriously got injured by them.
Wow,
you know,
wow.
You know,
I didn't realise they were
I think they were actually sort of like, probably sort of like X-raying them now.
Okay.
Before they go to saw now to make sure they're not.
Ah, it makes sense. Okay, to protect themselves and others, of course. Yeah. I mean, I never heard of that before, mate. I didn't realise that these people were so, aggressive with it. But you know, there you go.
Yeah, all kinds of things. Yeah.
They're obviously passionate and they've got some ambition. Something's driving them. You know, they're ambitious about saving nature. You know?
Well, you can imagine if you're one of these people that are living around all these trees and other people coming in cutting them down, you know, to make money. You know, it's not nice.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But what can you do?
That's life.
Yeah.
That's what they say. Yeah. But yeah,
what's my ambition?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what is your main? What would you? You read my mind exactly. I was just gonna say, what do you feel, or you believe your main ambition in life is?
Well, really to enjoy the rest of my life, you know.
Yeah. Likewise.
Enjoy the future.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
So I think nobody knows really what the future is, really.
Yeah.
Right, but I noticed, you know, since the last 20 years, whatever. I mean, I used to go on holidays and things, you know. I used to be able to afford to go on holidays at one point, you know, when I was younger. And now every year that goes by, I feel like it's like a nut tightening up every year. And now the spending money's going away, you know. You can't even get can't afford any chips anymore, you know, whatever, you know, it's just tightening up everywhere.
Yeah. You
know, and it's not been doing it, it's like a slow, you know, and I'm wondering about next year, you know, is it going to get worse, you know, is it, you know, like getting tighter and tighter, you know, as I say, sort of, electric going up sky high, all of a sudden like that.
Yeah.
Right. That really sort of like, puts the price up, all the factories and everything, you know.
Oh, of course, whatever, you know. So everything goes up, essentially. Yeah.
You know, everything goes up, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just getting more difficult, do you know what I mean? It's just more difficult, and I don't understand why.
Yeah.
You know, and I think, hang on, there's street lamps on every road in the country, you know, sort of lighting it up.
Yeah.
Cost a fortune, everything like that.
But that's what we need. We need that though, mate. That's protection for women and children.
Well, but I don't think they walk around at 12 o'clock at night, surely.
Well, I think it's important still because there's still a lot of people that are still on the roads and shit sometimes at those times of the night, you know, especially in this day and age with nightclubs and all this stuff closing at 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, sometimes 5 o'clock in the morning, you know, like.
Yeah, but it should be, I don't think.
No, I know, but this is, you know, but I think, you know, you still got to I think, you know, you got to protect. You still got to protect. You know, I think it's important to have these things as well.
So I think like we were talking about sleep a couple of weeks ago, whatever.
Yeah.
Silence is so important in life, and we haven't got it anymore. We haven't got it anymore.
Yeah.
You know, I can hear a noise outside now.
Yeah.
Or whatever, like
an
engine
or something.
whatever, just running. You know, but we're, like I say, we're living in a very noisy world, you know.
Yeah.
And it's very distracting.
Yeah.
And it's, like I say, these bills going up, it takes people's happiness.
Mm.
It's like there's something up there trying to make us all unhappy.
Yeah.
You know. I mean, what, you know, you can be happy being a monkey, couldn't you? You know, like a chimpanzee with a banana. You know, sort of running about, climbing a tree, whatever.
Yeah.
But we're humans, aren't we? You know, we're more than monkeys, aren't we? You know, we like to be comfortable, don't we? You know. And you can imagine sort of every human, alright, needs to be dressed. And probably needs a new mattress every 10 years, you know. And the material world we're living in, really.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And the noise of it as well. I mean, that, you know, I just heard him going past.
Yeah.
His brakes were going. You know, he's got a brake problem. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
And, like I say, I hear alarms going on. I hear people shouting in the high streets, you know, quite loud sometimes, you know. Very disturbing. And like I said, well, I don't think we're living in a very peaceful world anymore. And when the world does, if it does go quiet, people will start getting happy again. Full stop. You know, they don't think it. You know, I know that everyone loves their car out there. You know, and I can see why people love them and all that. But I believe that we, you know, if people want peace, peace is the answer. Silence, you know. And you hear people talking on TV, they yap about everything and everything.
Mm.
And every day that goes by, it's in the newspapers, you know.
Right.
And then those newspapers in the bin the next day. More news next day, you know. And everyone's sort of like looking out for the next, you know.
Yeah.
Like that. It's really quite weird to me.
Yeah.
And you know, sometimes I think like it's hard for people to get purpose in the world we're living in, the kind of way, you know, because they're messing people about. I mean, that shutdown, for goodness sake, it messed people, not everyone up. Depends what you're doing, what you know,
yeah,
what job you had, or you know. But some people, you know, lots of people, it really wrecked their lives completely.
Yeah.
You know, they owed hundreds of rent because they lost their jobs, you know.
Yeah. Like
DJs and things like that. Well, lots of them lost their jobs, you know, because they couldn't go nightclubbing anymore, you know, do their stuff, you know. So it kind of messed people up a bit.
Yeah. You
know. And it's like, there's not, you know, if I had a family, yeah, with 2 children and a wife, I feel like, yeah, I'm managing that family, yeah, whatever. Even if I bought my house, whatever. But there's an outside government running me all the time, do you know what I mean? And telling me what I can do, what I can't do, or how much I can have, how much, you know, do you know what I mean? They're controlling me completely, you know, I feel. You know, I feel like they're controlling everyone. They are, in a big way. You know, they, you know, you think that every company in the world really pays their taxes to them. You know, and how much money they really get, you know, these people. And all I see is tanks and weapons, you know, and I'm thinking, hang on.
War machines.
You know, and I'm thinking,
got money for wars, but haven't got money for school and education.
No, you know, no,
and social clubs and social, you know, things for the children to grow, you know, having a good environment for the kids to grow up in, and all these different things. You know, they got money for all war and all this other shit, but nothing, you know, nothing to help the, you know, to really help the people, and you know.
Yeah, you know, you get, well, how long did you go to school for? Like quite a long time, don't you? Like 12 years altogether.
Oh, yeah.
12 years, and I feel like they've not really taught me nothing.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, not how to be wise.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been stalling off my mum to go to school. You know. I mean, I feel like you can learn English by talking to family a bit. You know.
Yeah.
And they tell you.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like school was a little bit of a hijack.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, I didn't see my brother much because he was in a different year. Yeah. And the bonds are sort of like completely gone. You know, before you know, you don't realise it when you go to school, but your bonds are not so. You know, you do go home, see mum, you know, and you're pleased to see her and all that, and they get you to bed, but it's all stressful. You know, my mum's had a hard day at work, you know, and all this, you know, and she ain't got time for you. She can't wait for you to sort of be in bed, you know. It's really messed people up. You know, the Industrial Revolution, I think, you know, which started in America, by the way. Then they kind of brought it here, eventually, whatever. And, you know, then they employed everyone to it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a beast, if you ask me, you know. And it's messed people's lives up, left, right and centre. I don't know, I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
You know, we're all sort of like, have to put a string onto it, something, you know, tie ourselves to it.
Trying to survive the Matrix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm talking a bit deep there.
Yeah, it's
You know,
nothing wrong with speaking deep, mate. I think, you know, that's...
But you know, talking about purpose, or no, I'm sorry, ambition.
Yeah.
I think it's very difficult for people to have an ambition. You know, sometimes they got an aim, they're aiming for something, you know, like they did a few years back, whatever, they were aiming for something, and then it all got smashed to pieces because there was a shutdown.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? And it does devastate them.
Oh, of course, yeah, yeah. Especially a lot of people that started up their little small businesses and stuff like that during that time. And
yeah, you know.
certain things,
and,
but, you know.
I mean, things weren't going very well before the shutdown.
Yeah.
There was a recession anyway, you know.
Mm.
And, you know, I think, hang on, you know, just smashing people up to pieces, you know.
Yeah.
Pieces.
No, no.
You know. Yeah. I think it's a little bit sad.
Yeah.
But that's the world we live in.
But I think in this day and age, mate, right, people have to be more ambitious than ever before. Especially if you're a young person and you're trying to escape the system. You know, you can never fully escape the system. But I mean from a financial perspective. So that you can be free to do what you want with your life. Because if you can work for yourself and be your own boss, or become, you know, make so much money within a short period of time that you can actually just enjoy the rest of your life, never have to work a day again in your life, and all your time is your own, then to me, that is ultimate freedom. You know, when your time is completely your own, when you're not obligated to any employer or anything like that, and your time, you know, yeah. So it's ultimate freedom. You know, that is the biggest blessing in life, to be able to choose what you want to do every day with your time. Because you're not in anyone's clock, no one's clock. Of course, obviously, if you've got a wife and kids, you know, as a husband, and obviously you'd be still got, you know, you'd be with your wife and your kids, whatever you handle. But I'm talking about just from a work perspective, if you see what I mean, like, you know.
No, I've had a family, you know. Well, I've had two actually, and now I'm this old. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I've got ultimate freedom.
Yeah. To
do what I want.
Yeah.
But like freedom sometimes can kill you in a kind of way, you know. Like, I mean, say you enjoy drinking alcohol a lot. Do you know what I mean? And you got rich. You probably end up drinking more, do you know what I mean? Kill yourself, you know? So, I just think like, I can't remember what I was talking about, Josh. I'm just losing it a bit.
He's losing the plot, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I do that a lot.
You'll find the plot in a minute. You'll reconnect the dots.
No, I won't.
Going back to what I asked you before,
yeah.
I was going to say, for me, I think my main ambition in life is continuous evolution, like I've said before. I think the ultimate goal of any human being, in my opinion and my perspective, is to grow and to evolve constantly, all the time. Become wiser, stronger, more knowledgeable, fitter, healthier, etc. To continuously try to become the best version of yourself. That is my best ambition. Because I know that if I am continuously the best version of myself every day of life, everything is going to be handled correctly and on point. Because it's the same, it goes back to that principle of you can't look after other people if you can't look after, you've got to look after yourself first in order to look after other people. Because if you're not looking after yourself, you're not good to anyone else. So, it's the same thing, Yeah. For me, it's just continuous growth and evolution. That's my ambition. I want to become a better father, all the time. My wife says, everyone tells me I'm a fantastic father, and I know I'm a fantastic father. But I still want to become an even better father. I still want to become an even better husband. I still want to become an even better friend. I still want to become a better brother. I still want to become a better, whatever, artist. I still want to become a better. For me, it's just I continuously, in all aspects, in all areas of my life, my main goal and ambition is growth and
improve,
evolution and
just to
improvement.
basically improve.
That's it.
Improve in every way.
That's it.
But when you think about getting old,
Yeah.
really old, you don't really improve, do you? You're getting old. Do you know what I mean? You're deteriorating.
Yes, but at the same time, you are getting wiser.
Yeah.
So there's pros and cons, like with most things. Generally as you get older, not everyone, of course, because age doesn't always relate to wisdom, and knowledge. But generally, as you get older, you become wiser, and other things too.
But not necessarily. Like say, sometimes people lose their memories. Things like this,